very good evening to you and welcome to the Gelora Bung Karno Stadium, where we're about to get into another exciting encounter. This, of course, is the ASEAN Under-23 Mandiri Cup 2025. And right here, as we have, well, the flags on pitch, and as the officials and the players will follow, let's remind you, this is day 3 in the event, but in Group A, it is match day 2. We start off with Brunei taking on Malaysia, and it's going to be an interesting one because keep in mind the fact that both of them have, well, something to prove. Malaysia looked to bounce back from their 2-0 defeat at the hands of the Philippines, and that was on the back of a brace by O2 Bisong Banatao. Let's find out today what they can do. As for Brunei fight for pride after that crushing 8-0 defeat at the hands of the host nation, Indonesia. Fergus Tierney and of course the captain will be the two lads to watch out for. So as we get ready, let's remind you first, of course, it is customary always to have the national anthems of the respective teams. So that's what we'll start with. And here we have the officials walking on. Lies before us is a very interesting battle. Both teams fighting to stay in the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up if you are able to for the national anthem of Brunei Darussalam.
First up, Brunei. National anthem of Team Malaysia.
And now, the national anthem of Malaysia. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen,
And that was the national anthem of Team Malaysia. Now for the starting lineup. Here we go with the starting lineup of Brunei first. And it's going to be Khairul, Hisiam, Haifi, Danish Tiari, Azmin Daniel, Wafik Danish, Ali Munawar, Basli, Siafik Hilmi, Irfan Abdullah, Hazik Nakiuddin, and Nazri Ayman. They're going in pretty much with a fairly strong formation. We'll talk about that later. But for now, let's of course get you acquainted with the teams and also with the officials. Our referees for today, Lovu Lin of Vietnam is the main referee, and he's being assisted by Nguyen Lam Minh Dang and Aichit Mo. Nguyen Lam of Vietnam, Aichit Mo of Myanmar. Our fourth official is Chai Sant Pansa of Thailand. Our reserve assistant is Almadri Iman of Saudi Arabia, and a match commissioner is Wo Hui Thay of Vietnam. So all said and done, it looks like it's going to be an interesting one here. Our two captains are getting ready. That's Abdul Hafi and Muhammad Ubaidullah. And here we go. The starting lineup of Team Malaysia will include Azul Ilmini, the bar, Muhammad Ubaidullah, the captain, Muhammad Shafizan, Danish Hakimi, Muhammad Hakimi, Ziad Bashir, Muhammad Haikal, Ahmed Aiser, Muhammad Nabil, Muhammad Danish, Ayman Yusuf, and of course the head coach is Muhammad Nafuzi. Just to look at our officials, and now of course the coach of Brunei Darussalam, that is Aminuddin Chummat. And Mohammad Nafuzi, who is the head coach of Team Malaysia. We'll talk about them as we get through the event, but for now, let's focus right on the event itself, as we have Malaysia looking to bounce back from their 2-0 defeat to the hands of the Philippines, and Brunei looking to fight for pride after a crushing 8-0 defeat at the hands of host nation Indonesia. It was a pretty tough call for them, and left to be seen what can be done here today. So do get ready as we take you through the action. My name is Glenn Mascarenas, and I'm going to be here with you through both games for the day. Later on it will be Philippines going up against Indonesia. That's going to be quite a packed house. And Lavulin, our main referee, gets this match underway. So just as we can see, well, for the time being, there's one thing to remember. Well, Brunei will be very eager to get the better of Malaysia, at least to finish on par with them. Malaysia looking to make a few inroads up front itself. And that was Hakimi Azim with a fairly fast run down that left flank. Hakimi, of course, works on the wings, on the left wing. That's just going to reach the goalkeeper. I do believe that Irfan Abdullah was trying to set it up for one of his teammates. Malaysia really looking to provide that attack, there's no doubt about it. They've been the ones on the trot. Got into attack mode soon after the game itself kicks into action. Team Malaysia very much still in possession. And as we saw that earlier, Hakimi, well, he's been getting a bit too close to the opposition's goal. Decent delivery in. And that's the first goal. That didn't take too long. And it's Danish Samir with the header. It's now 1-0 Team Malaysia. That's Danish Samir with the header. Well, up and in between two lads from the opposition. Danish Samir has done extremely well. So Malaysia 1, Brunei 0 as we get started. Fairly early actually, early days. It's just about 3 minutes when that goal was scored. Quick run now. Shafi's on. And that's the second one in. Oh, this is turning out to be a bit of a disaster here. Danish Samir has got a big smile on his face. That really didn't take too long, and I think that's a bit of a feeble pass, putting that ball right in the path of Shafizan. Shafizan with the assist, and there we have it, it's an own goal. Just gotta get a view of that again, and it definitely came off the feet of Nasri Ayman. Or did it come off? Oh, there was actually a guidance there from, well, Samir, and that front camera angle will tell us a bit. Did get a foot to it, so Danish Samir does well here. What's amazing what camera angles can do. It almost looked like it was an own goal. But all said and done, it's still Malaysia 2 and Brunei 0. So it is a confirmation of an own goal, but Samir was claiming it, of course. Or at least he claimed the goal for his country, not for himself. But it's Brunei 0, Malaysia 2. So just a confirmation, the ball coming off the foot of Mohamed Nasri Ayman. And that is the goal midfielder for Team Brunei. There it is, an own goal on 4 minutes. A bit of disaster here for Brunei. Well, I think Brunei would have liked to have started off in a better vein, but this one has been, well, it's a bit of a, well, dampener, you know, to their hopes. Well, you can't put anything away from Team Malaysia, but how do you stop a goal like the previous one? It gets to be a bit difficult, especially when you've got your own custodian. There are some goalkeepers who have stopped own goals in the past. Having said that, well, those are, well, few and far between. Free kick opportunity here. Will it be Hakim to take it? Or will it be Mohamed Basli? And this time around, no worries here, as goalkeeper Hisham has got it covered. It will be a corner opportunity. And stepping up to take it, that's going to be Danish Hakimi. Here's Danish Hakimi for Team Malaysia. Brunei will be definitely looking to get back, or at least to do a bit of damage control and, you know, reduce the deficit, take off the goal that they contributed. It's a very interesting way that this game has started off, and wasn't really expecting, well, those early goals. Having said that, Malaysia have got a point to prove. They're a solid team, and you know, even the Philippines got the better of them on day one. Well, probably was just their day off at the office, but today, well, they seem very clued in. Having said that, they also enjoyed more possession than the Philippines when they played them on match day one. So 22% possession for Brunei, 78% for Malaysia. 2 attempts on target for Malaysia, and both have been on target. 2 attempts as well as 2 on target. So, well, that's a real balance if you ask me. So Brunei haven't had really any time with the ball at all, but Team Malaysia just pulling it away from them. Now here goes Hakimi back again in that goal area, looking for a way through. Back to Danish Hakimi. Well, the number 7 is Muhammad Hakimi, while Danish Hakimi is the number 6. I know they are not related. Well, their surnames are spelled differently. One's with a Q, the others with a K. Alston Daniel to take the free kick. Well, that looks like it could have been dangerous enough for them, but that's an offside, so they just have to do the trot back. And this, I guess, is one of the main worries. Free kick opportunity for Brunei, stretched well. And there we go, that number 19. We did see him, of course, in the past couple of days, just 2 days back. He can be a handful, and I'm talking about Hasik Nakiuddin. It's quite a quick mover on the pitch as well. Here's Danish. Team Brunei looking to regroup, looking to get back what they lost. There's 2 goals. Mohammed Ali Munawar. Team Malaysia still looking very strong. They've had the upper hand from the time they started, and the statistics will just told us a story. We will, of course, keep you updated on that, just to see if there's any change. Through an opportunity for Team Malaysia. So just a little under 12 minutes in this game, and I kind of shudder to think if the attack remains the way it is, that goal count will increase to quite a fair bit. Once again, Team Brunei looking to make a few inroads. But it's not going to be easy because the Malaysian defense seems fairly strong enough. We did see in the previous game you had players like the captain Abdul Hafi or even Khairul Hisayam who brings in quite a bit of talent when it comes to his goalkeeping skill. Trying to stretch the long ball there. That was Ziad. Ziad awaiting his opportunity. So the Mandiri Cup 2025 continues right here at the Gelora Bung Karno Stadium. Let's remind you, of course, that this is day 3 of the event. But as far as, well, Group A is concerned, it's only match day 1. And if you're trying to figure out, what I mean by Group A, well, that's the 4 countries that are slotted into Group A. And then there are 3 countries slotted into Group B, 3 into Group C. So it's quite interesting. Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos make up well, one group, that is Group C, and Brunei, along with Thailand and Timor-Leste, make up Group C. So Group B has Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos. Group C has Thailand, Myanmar, Timor-Leste, and we right now are focused on Indonesia. Because, well, they are the ones who are the host nation. It'll be very interesting to see what they bring to the table in the evening. But for now, let's get straight down to business with the ones that matter, and that is the 2 teams on field. Malaysia getting dangerously close once again. That's a quick lift picked up by keeper Hisayam, so not a worry here for Brunei. Stepping in from the right flank, it's Irfan Abdullah. Still looking to pass that through to try and see if they can do something about it. Team Malaysia. So here we have it, 19 passes for Team Brunei only, or 19% possession. And that's going to tell us a bit of a story because Team Malaysia have not been giving the lads in yellow and white any sort of time with the ball. It's been pretty much chock-a-block their own, players holding on to it, crafting opportunities out of it. And it looks like Danish has hurt himself. So the accuracy of the passing earlier, as we showed you, for Team Brunei was just 19%, and Malaysia was just running away with it. Now, let's not forget that these lads are all slotted into one group, and it will be interesting to see how that pans out. So Malaysia will have played the the Philippines, and they will have played well, Brunei at the end of today. But there is one team that they have been. There is one team that will be less in Group B and Group C. So we've got 10 countries in all. Team Malaysia just slowing down a tad bit after that first opening 2 strikes. It was a duel. Once again, Hakimi involved with that. And just giving, well, Young and that, of course, is living life dangerously, getting totally out of position. But there could have been one here in store for the lads in white and yellow. And it's end-to-end action as this time Team Malaysia tried to reply. Well, to what they already have, that is. And there we have it, another change. Well, there have been a few collisions on and off, but all said and done, I do believe that Brunei is playing a fairly hard game. They are capable lads, just need a bit more time on the pitch. So it was a very good effort early on that we saw from and there we've got another collision. Will hold on for a little bit, but he'll pull it away just in time. Now here goes Hakimi back into that danger area. And I think just that skip in that step would have been his undoing here. But one thing you would notice that is very different as well. Both these teams, of course, go up against each other with both needing a win to stay in the contest. There is a certain degree of difference between, well, the Malaysia attack and defenders as compared to those of Team Brunei. And it all boils down to how they are, well, coach runs the show, also due to their training. So while we continue with, well, pretty much the same pace, let me remind you the temperature here today is about 28 to 29 degrees Celsius. It's been a fairly pleasant day. And we do hope that the evening is we're hoping, of course, that the evening remains as pleasant as it is currently, because, well, that's weather that is beneficial for the game, isn't it? Offside call, second time around that he's been caught out, Nabil Qayyum. Keeper Hisham. Well, let's remind you that it's only 2 goals scored so far. Brunei 0, Malaysia 2 as we get past the first quarter in the game. Straight back to the keeper. Better be safe than sorry. That'll be the best attitude to keep in this encounter here. Straight across now to Shafizan. Shafizan sending it back to Hakimi. That's Danish Hakimi, who will further it to Ahmed Esar. See how pushing it across to and this could be dangerous as well, but Hisham has picked that up. And I do believe that Hakimi Azim definitely wants one. Well, he's been chasing a goal down for some period of time, but alert to the danger. 10 on 10 there to the Brunei keeper. Well, he put himself in the line of risk. So 19% possession for Brunei, 81% for Malaysia, 6 attempts on goal from Malaysia, 3 on target for Brunei, of course none. There have been a few good saves from keeper Mohammad Khairul Hisham, and that is the Brunei keeper. Straight off to Shafizan. Shafizan finding Mohammad Ubaidullah. Will finally get it back to his keeper, and Zulhilmi will send that ball back into action. What will be, of course, I think, on everyone's mind is how these teams finish. Whoever wins this game will live to see another day. And sometimes injuries can occur just like that. Let's very quickly also run you through a little bit on the stadium itself. This is the Gelora Bung Karno Stadium. That's the main stadium. And a lot of So this stadium has been used for a lot of games in the past. It's got a rich amount of history behind it, and I will talk about that. The history, of course, does stem from the fact that it's been around since well, it opened in 1962, but was renovated from 2016 to 2018. And oh wait, we've got a change going out. It's Mohammed. It's Danish Sari, and coming in for Danish Sari of Brunei, it's going to be the number 15, and that's Abdur Rasik. So Rasik will come in for Mohammed Danish Sari, who I think has got a bit of a problem, so he's being stretched off. So just to run you by it, well, we've had an injury there for Danish Sari, who's stretched off the field, and in for him. Here's Rasik. Well, going in for the shot corner, Brunei Darussalam want to make the most of this. Chance for a header miss there this time around. Well, they were getting ever so close. Well, an early injury, 2 early goals. And Brunei, of course, have yet to score in this tournament. They've been through one match. This is the second one for them. Good pass forward. And while we just talk about injury, there seems to be another player down. We are going to have a check immediately and let you know. It's been a bit of a... It's not really a heated encounter, but sometimes you do have problems. That's Danish Samir. It looks like he had a collision there with Aslan Daniel. And that's another one through. Didn't take too long. And this time it's the number 10. Hakel Danish. So now 3-0. And I think that Brunei defense just looking a little bit leaky. Okay, a little more than leaky. But that was perfectly done. Came in between two defenders, picked it up. Nothing fancy there, just a very, very effective strike with the left foot and picking out his target very well. So Hakel Danish has made it 3-0. So this has been a very, very interesting battle, as I said earlier, but if it ever turns out to be one-sided, which I think it is, it just puts a bit of a dampener on the fact that the other team well, did not, well, win a game. But that's how sport runs, isn't it? Somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. And in decisive contests, you can't have an in-between. Quick acknowledgement there from, well, Asar Hadi. Got an opportunity. Brunei can make the most of it. It was Hasik Nakiuddin who'd taken the corner. Well, possessed and snatched away, but not for too long. Shafiq Hilmi had the right approach. So as Brunei look to, well, reduce the deficit or to get back into this game, let's remind you, once again, I was talking about the stadium. That's the Gelora Bung Karno Stadium. It's mostly used for, football matches, and it's home to the Indonesian national football team, as well as the Liga 1 club, Persija Jakarta. The stadium was named after, well, the iconic and well-loved leader Sukarno, the then president of Indonesia, who sparked the idea of building a sports complex. And there was a point of time when about 100,000 could fit into the old stadium. The past record attendance of the max attendance was 150,000. They were definitely not my size. And as far as the rest of the story goes, there was a renovation done, and ever since the renovation was done, I think in about 2016 to 2018, when it reopened, a lot of safety measures were put into place, and of course, the stadium size was decreased to 77,193. Now, architects of stadiums do that sometimes, also to go with the way the stadium is shaped, or to go with their own particular, design of it. Can't really put my finger on it, but it also depends on how the stadium itself, is finally finished with the seating. So here we have, just to keep you in the loop, Brunei have had 66 passes as compared to Malaysia's 239. 64% accuracy, Malaysia has had 89% accuracy. Brunei have conceded 3 fouls, Malaysia 1. And this could spell a bit of trouble as well. You've got a sea of yellow and white there, 6 players in the box. But the lads in blue are still on hunting ground, as you can see. Hakimi just sending it back to Danish Hakimi. Yes, Danish on the outside, looking for a connect there. Once again was the number 10, Hekel, but good defensive work by Brunei to clear the danger just in time. Well, it has been a very, very interesting, start for us. And you're probably going to ask yourself this question: how does this contest, include every team? Every single team in the ASEAN region that has a football team is, always welcome to be a part of this. And I think it's kind of mandatory, because this is your region, you own it. And if you just look at the countries that take part in this every time, they play with a passion. You look at Brunei, they play with that I won't give up till the final whistle kind of attitude. Corner opportunity for Team Malaysia. Gani Samir getting behind it. The long ball once again as Team Malaysia look to extend their tally. They've already got goals enough. They almost missed another one a while back, and that was with Hekel just about failing to get a touch. He would have had a brace otherwise here this evening. Through an opportunity will be taken by Irfan Abdullah. And this time, keeper ASEAN once again stepping out of his comfort zone. Even as, well, Mohammad Hakimi decides to get close enough or too close for comfort. Just about 6 minutes shy of hitting the 45 here. He's also played a very important part in the match today, Danish Hakimi, number 6. So just a few seconds shy of hitting the 40, and let's remind you that we still have another 45 to go. But Team Brunei will have to come up with some sort of a plan, because if they are going to play steady or constant like the way they've been playing right through this, it's going to be a bit of a difficult ask. So once again, the scoreline there for you: Brunei Darussalam 0, Malaysia 3, and that's another miss. Decent setup. It needed a finish, but I don't think Mohammad Hakimi thought it was going to fly through for him to connect it home. Ahmed Essar doing the needful there, and that's what happened. Quickly back to his keeper, not taking any chances here. Talk about getting too close once again. The Tigers are on the prowl here. Shafi Zan's been creating a whole lot of worries for the opposition too. And that's been a key, of course, of this team's work here today. Team Malaysia, they've kept the pressure on Team Brunei. They've made sure that the lads in white and yellow do not pick up the ball or get too much of a chance for the ball. Because every time they do, they can make a difference. Don't write them off. They're quite a solid team. And that's going to hit the net. That is going to hit the net, no doubt. Absolutely wonderful here. Wanted that goal. Kept chasing it for a good period of time. Missed out on 2 opportunities. And this time just claimed it. So Mohammad Hakimi Azrin has made it. Well, 4-0. Well, a bit disappointed there, definitely, keeper Hisiam, and I don't blame him for it. I feel disappointed for him as well. It's always going to be when, but there's one man's disappointment is another man's joy. Just in this case, because I've got to thank our, cameramen. We've got to thank our EVS operators. I mean, look at that shot. It just about played so beautifully, in sync. So, as we've got into, so here we go, 20% possession for Brunei, 80% for Malaysia, 1 attempt on goal for Brunei, but no goals. 8 attempts for Malaysia, out of which they've had 5 on target. And here we go again, Hakimi Azrin. Well, he's turning out to be a bit of a thorn in the defense portion of Brunei Darussalam. Corner opportunity for Team Malaysia. And this is also to try and put his team ahead. Dianis Tamir is normally the spot kick specialist. Remember, we are approaching the 45. There'll be a bit of added time thrown in for stoppages. Stick around with us and we'll tell you how much that is. Right now, here goes Dianis Tamir. And that's kept away by keeper Hisiam. Not once, but twice. Oh, that is some terrific defensive work being done, and it looks like one of the lads from Brunei has taken a bit of a knock, but lovely. It's Razik who's down. But lovely save there first from the Brunei goalkeeper and then from his defenders. And guilty of rushing ahead was Nabil Kayum. Nabil Kayum just looking to claim that goal for Brunei with a third attempt.
Additional time, 2 minutes.
So 2 minutes of added time is what we've got. Exactly 2 minutes. There weren't too many injuries. There were a few of them, but it didn't really stall play. I think, our medics are really a fine group. They can rush in, help, or rush in, carry out. And keeper Hisiam will restart the action. And just dropping by to say hello, says Dianis Samir. You never know. Sometimes you go searching and you just might find a pot of gold there and a chance to knock in a goal. I don't think really that Malaysia need that, because they've struck those 4 goals, well, pretty much the way they would on their own steam. Throw an opportunity now. One thing is for certain, that keeper Hisiam, when he was walking, is a really sporting guy. I do love the way he's gone about his, conducting himself with his team. There goes Hakim Azrin. And there goes the final whistle as a referee Lavulin brings the first 45 to an end. Stay with us for the second half, because we'll start off with that in just a little bit, and we'll take you through all that's happening right here at the Gelora Bung Karno Stadium. But for now, on the back of all those assists, on the back of all those efforts coming up, well, it's Malaysia who will take a 4-goal lead into the break over Brunei. It's Brunei Darussalam 0, Malaysia 4, with 4 goals being scored in that first 45.
Saatnya fokus pada yang penting. Ubah cara pandang menjadi lebih simpel. Tentukan prioritas yang lebih jelas. Pencarian yang lebih mudah. Hanya yang esensial. Buka tabungan sekarang, kapan saja, di mana saja. Basic video, Living by Mandiri, Beyond Super App. Saatnya fokus pada yang penting. Ubah cara pandang menjadi lebih simpel. Tentukan prioritas yang lebih jelas. Pencarian yang lebih mudah. Hanya yang esensial. Buka tabungan sekarang, kapan saja, di mana saja. Basic video, Living by Mandiri, Beyond Super App.
The work trippers, the island hoppers, the foodies, the inner circle. You aren't just one person, so why should your travels be any different? Discover perfect stays for every you. Be our guest star. Book now at all.com.
Saatnya fokus pada yang penting. Ubah cara pandang menjadi lebih simpel. Tentukan prioritas yang lebih jelas. Ini adalah kisah kita yang tak pernah akhir. Kisah tentang sahabat yang menemani tanpa akhir. Kisah tentang semangat gotong royong dan pemberdayaan digital tanpa akhir. Dan kisah tentang transformasi tanpa akhir. Ini adalah kisah tanpa akhir untuk pemberdayaan Indonesia dan memulai tanpa batas. Bersama Innocent Empowering Indonesia.
Welcome back to second half action at the Gelora Bung Karno Stadium as we get into the next part of this game between Malaysia and Brunei. Let's remind you once again that this, of course, is the exciting contest that we've all been waiting for, the ASEAN Under-23 Mandiri Cup 2025. It is Malaysia that took a 4-goal lead into the break with a very, very convincing 45 minutes of play. And we've got Mohammad Eman Danish, who replaces Ziad Bashir. So Ziad Bashir is out, and goes coming in for him. We've got the number 18, who's Mohammad Eman Danish. Just wanted to confirm his full name for you. Brunei are looking to get started, and I do like that. They want to take this attack back. That's what you really require in an encounter like this, and especially when you're playing, well, teams that are well seasoned or been around for a good period of time. You want to take the game back to them. Now, this man has been a bit of a problem for the Brunei defense, and specifically talking about Hakimi Azrin. So that's Hakimi Azim. Hakimi Azim, one of those players who's, well, very persistent. He's got a hunger for goals, and he did get one in the end, all on his own. Just absolutely phenomenal. Well, one of the things you've got to remember when you're watching a game like this is don't forget that both sides of the fence are playing with pressure on them. And the pressure, of course, is because you're representing your country. There's nothing bigger than that. When you're playing for club, oh, you're playing for your bread and butter. But when you're playing with a patriotic, well, line attached to that, it's a different scenario altogether. And no amount of wages can actually come close to, national pride. So 21% possession for Brunei, as we can see, and 79% for Malaysia. Attempts on goal, 2 for Brunei, and Malaysia have had 6 on target out of 9 attempts. Malaysia have been, well, the stronger team, there's no doubt about it, in that first half of the game. But in the second period, anything could change. And the way I am liking what I look at, because Brunei certainly seems to be, well, chasing things a bit more. They've got a bit of a spring in their step, but will they be able to convert or to transform that into a few successful goals? Well, I think that's what we've got to wait and see. Talking about successful goals, quick run forward, and there, of course, is a misdemeanor, as Wafik Danish is deemed guilty of bringing down Ayman Yusuf. And that's just going to lie loose for a little bit. 4 goals is sometimes, well, not a big ask, but it can be when you're up against a team that has been dictating terms, on the pitch. And Siafik gets the benefit of the doubt from the referee. I think that's kind of justified. It's going to be a free kick opportunity. The captain will step up to take it. That's Abdul Hafi. Hafi, for my money, very, very talented footballer. He's got good distribution skills. He's good in defense and attack. Just to look back, of course, while that chance lies squandered for the time being, just to look back at some of the teams. Abdul Hafi Herman, he plays for Kasuka in Brunei. He's 20 years old, turned 20 this February. Kasuka, of course, is a club in the Brunei Super League. It's based in Bandar Seri Begawan. Corner opportunity and stepping up to take it. It's Shafiq Hilmi. Well, that's actually beautifully delivered by Shafiq, but punched away. The keeper, Zulhilmi. Well, that was an excellent delivery. Another opportunity. So let's not forget, we've had 3 goals in that first part, and then we had 1 own goal as well. And the referee is not happy at all. Just a word there for Nasri. I'm sure Nasri would be more than happy to just get a goal back and undo, well, anything that he's done before. Once again, the Malaysia defense to the rescue. Got a couple of tall lads there who can make the difference. Specifically Eman Yusuf. This time it's punched away by keeper Zulhilmi and then sent forward. Hafi tries to hold on to it. Malaysia will pull it away. Coming down the right front it's Nabil Qayyum, but that's pulled away just in time by Rafiq Danish. Now it's Haziq. Well, he's well, he does get tripped over a couple of times in the game. He's just a tad bit smaller than most of the other lads, but he is one of those persistent players. He's got a good amount of stamina. Captain Hafi is down. That doesn't look good, unless he's just going to be probably treated for a sprain or some sort of a niggle, and then he'll be back to regular action. We will wait and find out. Just a few rushes there. That was Eman Yusuf. And that's Hafi. Meanwhile, Mohammad Azrin gets ready to take the kick. Well, a chance here to create something out of it. You would believe that Brunei, of course, have definitely come in with the intention of keeping that ball in the Malaysia half more often than it was, and I think that that's been the main point of difference. Having said that, Malaysia have come up with the counter every time that's happened. Here's Hakimi Azim. Just has possession stolen from him, but not for too long. Absolutely clean steal there. Now you're down the right flank. This could be a bit of a bother here for Team Brunei. But that's decent enough defensive work by Mohammad Azrin as he keeps Nabil Qayyum away. So Mohammad Azrin Daniel keeping Nabil Qayyum away from a strike. But it's going to be a corner opportunity for them. And always a joy for Hekel Danish to get behind it. And just a bit of a worry there, but Nabil Qayyum unable to convert. Well, missed the target. Needed to actually glance it down probably a little bit more. And the one person that would be happy about that miss is keeper Hisyam. He's had his fair share of goals on match day 1. Now here on match day 2 as well. Including one from his own teammate. Oh, that's an opportunity. And well, I'm going to give that 10 on 10 for that effort, regardless of finding the goal, because we needed to see a really solid one from Team Brunei. And Mohammad Bazley does well to bring on the threat. Now just needs to get that accuracy factor down a little bit more. That one curving away and above, well, the goal or the target. Oh, right, actually. Quite right to say above and beyond. Here we have it. Brunei, of course, have had 101 passes. Malaysia have had 361. 51 have been accurate for Brunei, 51%, 86% for Malaysia. And we do have a caution that's been pulled out. And it's skipper Hafi. So that's the captain picking up a yellow card for that tackle on Nabil Qayyum. And he does, of course, make the piece. Abdul Hafi. I'm just trying to figure out what Danish Tamir was telling him. Whether it was that big a tackle or just a small tackle. I always love to know what the conversation is between footballers. And the crux of the matter is that sometimes that is the most interesting thing about a game. In this case, the lads are really good mates, most of them, but, you know, although they're really competitive. But sometimes when you get to like the semi-finals or the finals, it entirely changes. And the conversations between players, at the end of the day, most of them know each other. And even if they don't, well, probably get together for a coffee or a lunch or dinner even later, some of them, after the tournament probably. You never know. But I'd give $1 million to find out what this conversations were. And this is what transpired earlier. That was a fairly decent enough, effort coming from Mohammad Bazley. I just wish there was a tad bit more accuracy on it. But the presence of mind to be decisive and take the shot on goal, and I think that'll work in Brunei's favor. And we do have their coach, Aminuddin Jummat, is quite concerned, and it looks like we've got Tierney who's getting ready to come on. We'll set it out for today's game till now. And along with Tierney, it also looks like Abdul Rahman is getting ready to come on. So Abdul Rahman just getting ready to come on. We're waiting to see which player will be replaced. And so is Fergus Tierney. Let's back to the action here. figure out whether there was a flamboyant ability to pass the ball or to take a kick from Eman Danish. Just a call here from Irfan Abdullah. And I think Brunei have figured out that there are a few loopholes that they can exploit. The problem is finding them at given times, especially down that left flank. Had a very good run, a while back there. We did run through that bit of action from Mohamed Basley. So Abdul Rahman will be coming in for Nabil Qayyum, and Fergus Tierney, comes in for Danish Siamer. So that is our change. 61 minutes in. Oh, don't even know how the time went by. That was really fast. So it's Brunei 0, Malaysia 4. Could have been something in here, and the referee will allow that, which I think is, of course, a good call. I do believe that Eman Yusuf was waiting for the referee to call it. Nazri Aman was right behind him. Now it's back to Danish Hakim. Danish Hakimi sending it to Eman Yusuf, and that's going to be a chance wasted. I'm definite that he would have wanted a brace here, Diane Samer, and before he, makes it off the field, but he's definitely going to try and score. And that probably was his last roll of the dice. I can see the referee, of course, holding up those numbers, and here it is. We do have Abdul Rahman coming in. He replaces Diane Samer. And Fergus Tierney replaces Nabil Qayyum. It's a wonderful year. 2 substitutions as the action continues. Brunei have still got to get onto the score sheet, but all said and done, it's currently Brunei 4, Malaysia. Brunei 0, sorry, Malaysia 4. Almost touching 63 minutes. And there we go once again. Malaysia 78% possession has come into 22 attempts on goal for Malaysia, 11 compared to 3 for Brunei. So Fergus Tierney still in that goal area, and he's another lad that loves to come in and strike. He can be all over the place over the opposition's defense. Missed out on an opportunity in the first game when they faced off with the Philippines. Malaysia enjoyed so much of possession in that game, but the Philippines came away as 2-goal winners. Having said that, Tierney was really denied time and again by the Philippines national goalkeeper. And I think he'd love to get onto the score sheet this time. So it's going to be quite a battle that might brew here between the Brunei keeper and him, or if the Brunei defense has got it sorted out, that's a different story. Just a call there from the referee. Kearney just checking if everything's all right. And that was Vafik. It took a slight knock. Right behind him it was Hakimi, Danish Hakimi. Well, all is well and we can resume with play. I've always said this before, Malaysia are not a team that should be taken lightly. They are a solid team now. It'll be interesting to see how, one of the most awaited matches, and that of course comes down to camaraderie, comes across to cultural relations, comes across to, playing each other over the years, is Indonesia-Malaysia. And that's going to be quite an event by itself in this group. And I would love to see how Brunei and the Philippines face off. Both have been slightly newer compared to a lot of the other nations in terms of their football. And somehow or the other, and even though there were, teams in the past, teams were dissolved and some of the countries, found different sports to concentrate on. And Philippines was one of them, and they came back to it. And they've done a wonderful job, absolutely stunning job of working so hard to get back into that very highly competitive ASEAN community. And I think that's very commendable. Now, Brunei have always been a part of it as well. Had a rich, fairly rich history with football. Now here we have it, Brunei 113 passes, Malaysia 398, 51 have been accurate for Brunei as compared to 86% for Malaysia. 5 fouls conceded by Brunei, 5 by Malaysia. Let's run with this straight ahead. Eman Yusuf was ambushed by 2, and the captain of Brunei finally pulling the ball away from him. Well, 2 against 1 might sometimes work, but 1-on-1. And the opposition will steal possession. And Mohamed Ubaidullah sending it back to the keeper. Meanwhile, down the left flank, here goes Shafizan. And for once, Khairul Hisyam, the keeper of Brunei, doesn't have to worry about Hakimi Azim doing anything that is detrimental against his team. It's been a strong contest so far, a fairly strong contest, but I would love to see what Brunei can come away with here. You'll be surprised as to what teams do. Just about, the day before yesterday, and that was at the Patriot Chandrabhaga Stadium. I did see how Myanmar played a rock-solid game against Timor-Leste. And Timor-Leste kept coming back to finally level that game. And that was probably one of my picks so far. I mean, we haven't really played that much. That was probably my picks of the games played so far. It was just a stunning game to watch. 100% entertainment value, great skill, great moments in that game. Yeah, we have it. This could be a time for Brunei to put on a show as well. Tierney will receive it back. And that's going to find the net. Straight to the back of the net. Well delivered with the left foot there from Danish Hakimi. Was just talking about a goal, and here it is, the 5th one for Team Malaysia. Danish Hakimi. Well, that's a very well struck goal. It's a 5-0. An assist by Fergus Tierney. So something to talk about here. Danish is really excited. So we've got more changes coming on here, as we can see. So Heckel will come off, and in for him it's Ahmed Hadik. We also have Mohamed Alif who's coming. So Ahmed Hazik comes in for Mohamed Heckel, and Mohamed Alif comes in for Eman Yusuf. So 70 minutes. We've had just one goal, of course, in this period so far. But it's been an interesting period of play. And I'll be very keen to see how, at the end of it, well, either of these teams finish. Because Malaysia, to stay in this contest. Oh, that's a good save. 10 on 10 there for that save. Hisiam does well, as Tierney is denied. Well played there by Team Malaysia, but what a save. This time, full credit there to Khairul Hisiam, the Brunei keeper. And this is how it played out. Danish Hakimi. It was down to Ahmed Esser, who got Mohamed Shafizan in. We've had a couple of misses and a couple of hits, but the hits have been more, which is why there's 5 goals in the bag so far. Let's also very quickly remind you of one key aspect of this game. Well, if Malaysia win this game, which they've got 1 foot across the line as far as the win is concerned, but if they win this game, they will either have to, it depends on what happens in the next game between Philippines and Indonesia, but knowing that the Philippines have already got 1 up over Team Malaysia, Malaysia will have to win 2 of their games in the group stages. And that's going to be a very, very interesting battle. Or probably even 3 games, depending on today's result. We'll find out. It's very tough to draw any conclusions. We would know that only as we near the end of the group stages, which of course will be soon. The knockout stages only kick off on the 25th of this month, which is when the semi-finals take place. And then, of course, well, soon after that, we've got that 3rd place match that will take place on the 27th. And the finale will happen on the 29th of July. So all said and done, it's a beautifully scheduled calendar, actually. I do love it. You know, it gives the players a bit of time. It gives the crews a bit of time. And I do like the way that whoever did the scheduling for the tournament requires a pat on the back, definitely. Oh, that's a golden opportunity, and he's taken it. Finally, Hazik Nakiuddin with a bit of joy here, and that's the first goal for Brunei. The first goal. Well, they've been at the receiving end, and finally a bit of joy, and you can't help but feel happy for him. As Hazik Nakiuddin takes advantage of the situation, and he's played that well. You got to credit him for it. So Brunei gets their first in the ASEAN Under-23 Mandiri Cup 2025. I did say this earlier. He gets knocked around a lot because he's slightly smaller than most of the other players, but he's one really, really sticky lad when it comes to scoring a goal. And he's there. You can't ignore his presence. So, well, more power to him. And he's got a load of stamina. So, Mohammed Haziq Nakiuddin's done well. Now Tierney wants to restore that big goal lead that they had, but once again in that one-on-one battle, he will win it on the rebound. Just a bit too much for keeper Khairul Hisiam to contain. So Malaysia up by 6 goals, and Fergus Tierney finally on the score sheet. Well, he missed out so many when they played against the Philippines. This time, keeper Hisiam keeps it away. All it needs is a tap on the rebound and good presence of mind from Fergus Tierney. That's well played by the Malaysia striker. So it's now 6-0. But what a change this has been. I did think that Brunei were just going to come, you know, hammer and tong. So 6-1, sorry. It's 6-1. And, you know, it may be just the only goal that Brunei have scored in this tournament, but I can't help but feel happy for them. It takes one goal to get it started. It takes one step for a 1,000-mile journey. But in this case, one goal can change everything around. Having said that, you know, Fergus Tierney just, well, restoring that 5-goal lead for Team Malaysia. So Ramon with the throw-in. Oh, this game is not yet over. Don't think about it, because there's still 14 minutes left. And it's been an event so far. It has. I think Wafik not happy about the decision that was taken or made. We've also had, you know, fresh pair of feet making their way onto the pitch right through the second period. Could be an opportunity in disguise here for Mohamed Alif. Well, he got onto the playing area just a couple of minutes back. I'm sure that he'll be very keen on making an impression. Don't forget that a lot of the players, of course, in the teams, like a lot of the players that you find in the Brunei under-23 are also playing in the national team. A lot of the players in Malaysia under-23, you'll also find them in the national team. That's the main team. I think we've got a bit of a worry here as Nasri looks on, just capturing some of those moments a while back. Thank our, you know, cameraman for that magic, as always. Well, just a quick look to see if everything's all right. But it is, of course, their spot kick specialist, and that's Shafiq Hilmi, who's being, well, given a bit of time. Now that's going to be a miss here. So Fergus Tierney just missing out on the, but definitely wanted to. Will make the difference here. Keeper Hisiam. It's pulled away by Hakimi Azim. Decides to go in for a low one, but that's covered by the Brunei keeper. So no worries at all as far as this is concerned. I'm sure Brunei, knowing that they've got one, you know, on the score sheet, they definitely like to probably pursue another one. I was just talking about it. Brunei stealing possession here. It's going to be a bit of a run there for, well, young Hazik Nakiuddin. Well, he has played a good game the second time around. He was absolutely wonderful even on, you know, on match day one. So 8 minutes left and 78% possession for Team Malaysia, 22% for Brunei, 5 attempts on goal for Brunei, 18 for Team Malaysia. On target, of course, Malaysia have had 12 goals. So there have been some really good saves put up there by, you know, the Brunei last line of defense. Oh, that would have been such a sweet connect this time around, but I think just a little bit of a mix-up there between the two lads from Team Malaysia. But Tierney, well, gives it his all. Tierney, as I said, this will be very hungry for goals here. And lovely setup from the right flank, but as long as they get a corner, I don't think that should be too much of a worry. We might have a slight injury there for keeper Hisiam. Well, sometimes it's just about taking a knock on the knee or the shin area, and it may not be a really bad injury, but you definitely need to get that circulation going again, and that's when you get the magic spray. Works like magic, burns like a fire, but it always works. But sometimes it's also where, you know, the medics might just come in to check, and this was the goal struck earlier. Very smart play by Fergus Tierney. And he's a very, very talented lad. So he definitely would have. And we've got to play out. Well, he's a bit of a never say die kind of player, Khairul Hisiam. And he's back up and about, just waited for the spray. It was not about stepping out. I think we will have a few substitutions as I can get a view of the Brunei lads warming up. We'll keep you in the loop about that, but as we talk, keep in mind the fact that we've got 5 minutes left before we hit the 90. We will have a bit of added time also thrown in for stoppages. So that's a quick run forward that we're looking at, and I do love the way that Mohamed Alif has come in, and he's just provided a bit more teeth to that attack. Tierney will not find the target this time. Definitely looking for his brace, and I think he was just taking advantage of the opportunity there. He's a lad that likes to work up front rather than take a shot from a distance. And there we've got a few changes coming on. As Hadi Ayman comes in. And he replaces Mohamed Bazley. And we've also got Mohamed Al Khalil, who'll come in for Mohamed Hazid. For Mohamed Hazid Nakiuddin. So the Mandiri Cup 2025, of course, will continue today. We've got another big game coming up. But first up, let's tell you that Malaysia have had 497 passes with 87% accuracy against Brunei's 139 with 51% accuracy. 9 fouls conceded by Brunei, 5 by Team Malaysia. And up next, it's going to be another game that's really worth waiting for. According to me, might just be a cracker of a match. Indonesia, the host team, will be clashing. The host nation, of course, will be clashing with the Philippines. Now, both these nations did win their matchday 1 events. One with a big margin of 8-0 over Brunei, and that was Team Indonesia. And then Philippines won 2-0 over Malaysia. Oh, that's just skimmed the top. Didn't even rattle it, but just a gentle skim off the top. Eman Danish missing out on an opportunity here. That could have probably been just another goal. So Malaysia have had so many goals that have either been on target or close to it. Well, it really probably just scraped the surface there. If you ever played football and you do like the game, there's always the difference where footballers take one thing into account. But this time around, that solid defensive work being put up there by Mohamed Azrin Daniel, as he prevents Malaysia from scoring a 7th. And this time stepping in, it's it's Ali Munawar. So we've got 5 minutes of, probably around 5 to 6 minutes of added time. We'll confirm that for you later. But just gauging by what the situation is, it might be even less. But we'll get a confirmation on that as we head towards the 90. Malaysia still bearing their teeth. And that's going to be another goal. Winning that battle easy. And you said this earlier, this lad is just hungry. He is never satiated with the goals. And Hakimi Azim nets a brace here as he takes it to 7-1 over Brunei. He's been pecking away at that Brunei defense right from the start of the game. Every opportunity, every moment that he's been able to come through, he has. And I do believe that this is, he's just one of those lads you've got to keep in mind, because he's got talent, he's got skill. And he sticks to the mission. The mission, of course, would be to score. So that's well played there by Mohamed Hakimi Azim. But that's a good save.
Additional time, 5 minutes.
So 5 minutes of added time is what we have. 5 minutes. And that'll be interesting. Can Brunei score another one? Will Malaysia be eager to take that goal score up by another notch? 7-1 the score here. There's definitely got to be something in here still awaiting Team Malaysia as well as Team Brunei. And I think this lad has been so good in defence. He's really thrown himself into it, Mohammad Azrin, every time for Brunei. But there are just some days when it gets a tad bit difficult. Well, just trying to figure out whether they are trying to, well, equal what Indonesia did on match day 1, and Hakimi Azim unable to carry that through. Just trying to figure out whether he had a slight problem with his foot, because he was down on the pitch. And I did get a view of him. He's back up and about. So Hakimi Azim, 22 years old, plays for Kuala Lumpur City. Has made 12 appearances for the Malaysia senior team since 2022 with 1 goal. There we have a change. As Mohammad Azrin Daniel will come off. We also have Ali Munawar who comes off, and in for him it's going to be, well, Hadi Aiman. And at the same time we've got Abdul Qayyum who's getting ready to come on, and he will replace, well, Mohammad Azrin Daniel. Mohammad Azrin really doing a lot today on the pitch for his team. Some more power to him. So within that 5 minutes of added time, will there be any changes made? I think that's the big question. Khairul Hisham will be very glad about the fact that he, of course, has played both these games, put in his best. More than anything, Brunei may have been outdone by Team Indonesia, and now, of course, by Team Malaysia. But there is nothing greater than the experience of playing these games. It just sharpens, your skill in your teams. And here we have it, the final whistle as referee Lavulin brings this game to an end. It has ended in favor of Team Malaysia, who have 7 goals for the count. And one of them, of course, was an own goal by Team Brunei. So Fergus Tierney, well, getting his name on the scorers list as well. And I think that's worked in his favor. Great for his morale. But all said and done, it's been an interesting event. Up next, we've got another cracker of a game coming up. But for now, the final score in this one, Brunei Darussalam 1, Malaysia 7. So that's it from me, Glenn Mascarenas, for this part of the day. We'll be on a bit of a breather, and we'll join you again for the next game. And
Celebrate. Okay. Okay, 2 goals for you today, including 1 late in the match. How does it feel to contribute so much to this big win?
Okay, first kali syukur Alhamdulillah. Kami menang pada perlawanan kedua. So kemenangan pada hari ini untuk tambah moral kita orang untuk bertemu Indonesia pada perlawanan akan datang. So kita orang akan buat yang terbaik and kita orang akan berikan 100% lah untuk game menentang Indonesia nanti. Yeah.
Okay, last one. How important is this result for building momentum as you move deeper into the tournament?
Yap, kita orang buat apa yang coach suruh, ikut plan game coach. So kita orang dah buat yang terbaik pada hari ini. So kita orang akan fokus ke next game lah. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Alright, thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, you score a goal in the 75th minute. What did that moment mean for you and the team despite the result?
Despite the result, kami ambil kisah, tapi kami ada improvements dari segi kami punya pressing, kami punya tactical pressing kami lah yang kami buat dari training selama ni, and goal itu memang my best moments lah untuk diriku, untuk my family, untuk my teammates juga, untuk coaches, management, and thank you dorang untuk bagi peluang main mewakili negara ni, and yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
First goal. Oh, struck brilliantly there. Hakel Danish with the first, or Samir with the first goal. And it's now 1-0. And that's the second goal in. Well, that's a terrific assist coming in. And it's an own goal by Nasri. Bit unfortunate here for, well, Brunei, but it's 2-0 Malaysia in the lead. Well, definitely an opportunity for Brunei to get back in. And that's another one in for Team Malaysia. Didn't take too long, and this time it is Hakel Danish. Well, the goals have been fairly steady here for Team Malaysia. And just avoiding the keeper, but that's well saved by keeper ASEAN. And this time he will get it. Well, Hakimi Azim missed out previously, but Yuri is back in. Was denied by the keeper the previous time around. So it's pretty much been a very, very fruitful first 45 for Team Malaysia. 2 misses there. And that's a narrow one. Well done there by Mohamed Bazli to take that forward, just missing the target. And that's another miss for Team Malaysia. Lovely assist though from Ayman Yusuf. Samir missing it. Here's Tierney, sends it back. A bit of give and go, and that's another one slammed in. This time it is Danish Hakimi. Oh, the goals have been coming in. Danish Hakimi with the joy. Well, Tierney denied this time. And he'll pick it up. That's another good save there. Tierney on a battle with Hisiam, but at the other end. Oh, that is absolutely stunning. Brunei have got their debut goal in the tournament, and it comes from the feet of Hasik Nakiuddin. Oh, wonderfully played. And Tierney will miss out, but not this time on the rebound. Fergus Tierney has just got his first goal in the ASEAN Under-23 Mandiri Cup 2025. Oh, that is, well, Malaysia leading 6-1. Hisiam will hold it. And there we go with the 7th goal. It's a brace here for... It is a brace here for this young man. And that's Hakimi Azim. What a wonderful lad to watch in action. Oh, he's really entertained here today. And Malaysia finished with the big one. It's Malaysia 7, Brunei 1, the final score.